Welcome to Cold Ones. This is going to be our first. Oof. This is going to be our first episode. We're going to debate movies. My name is Jake Dunbar.
I'm Casey Goodwin. I was gonna say let's be chillax. I'm so used to saying that, and then I'm like, wait, what am I saying?
Let's be chillax.
Let's be chillax.
And this one.
And I'm Will Montgomery.
Yeah. All right. So, should I read the rules or no? Fuck it.
Yeah, read the rules.
Okay.
Just so everybody understands what the hell we're doing.
Yeah.
Playing a game.
Okay. So, at the start of each round, everyone will crack their drink open. The topic will be chosen from one of these beers on the bottom of it. I don't know what that says. Everyone has to take a 3-second chug at the start of the round. Each round lasts 10 minutes. If someone hasn't finished their drink before the time runs out, they must chug and finish their drink at the end. Each person gets a minute-long opening before freeform debate begins. And if two people pick the same one, it's whoever goes to it. Whoever said it first goes to it. All right, are we ready?
Yeah.
Who wants to do the honors?
I'll go first.
Okay, I'll crack open.
We got Star Wars.
Star Wars! Show it to the camera.
Alright.
There we go. All right, now we gotta do the 3-second chug first.
Fuck.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
I did a little bit before, so.
Oh yeah, you're fine. Okay.
So I'll go first.
You go first, yeah. You picked up.
So I'm gonna go with Empire Strikes Back.
Fuck. Gotta change mine.
You gotta change it? Is that part of the rule?
Yeah, because you said it first.
Okay. So the reason I picked this movie, it's iconic. It's like the second in the series, if you're going by date order, not chronological. But basically, fight scenes are amazing.
You write down arguments.
There's a lot of good character development. It just solidifies the series and makes it what it is today.
What do you mean out of like the trilogy?
I have my spiel right now.
You said Empire.
And
This
then
is okay.
Empire. And we argue later. Shh.
How's the minute coming? Tell us what a minute's been on.
I'm good. I'm good on that.
You're good on yours? All right.
I felt left out.
I'll defer over to you.
Well, my favorite Star Wars movie was The Force Awakens because it was really epic and it brought back all of that hype that I had after marathoning the old Star Wars, and it's getting me ready for the next one, which is probably going to replace that and probably going to replace it for everybody else because of the way they're hyping it up. I didn't really like the older ones, the original trilogy as much.
Ooh.
Well, because I feel like they're outdated, especially. Because I also take into account CGI, and then we don't talk about 1 through 3. 1 through 3 sucks. And I didn't really like the spin-offs. I wasn't a fan of I like.
We're not counting Rogue One, I don't think.
Oh,
it
really?
counts. It counts.
Oh yeah, I guess it
counts.
counts. I guess.
I didn't really.
Rogue One's amazing.
I love Rogue One. Yeah. Okay. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. So I actually originally had Empire Strikes Back as well, but fate had it that Will would have it. So I actually changed mine to A New Hope. Now, the reason I think A New Hope is the best Star Wars movie is because George Lucas was an independent filmmaker, and they took a shot on his crazy fucking idea of some space wizards.
Space opera.
Space opera, yes.
That's what it is.
On fucking crazy planets, and it turned into like the biggest franchise in the fucking world.
Yep.
And we have A New Hope.
One of.
I think it's the biggest franchise.
The
in the
MCU
whole
is the biggest at this point.
You think so?
Well,
Okay.
grossing.
Grossing? Okay. Well,
Hey,
second
that's
is...
It's gonna pass Star Wars soon.
Yeah.
With Infinity War.
Yeah. Okay. And I would say that A New Hope, like you said in Empire Strikes Back, nothing happens until Empire Strikes Back. I say A New Hope. Nothing would have happened because of A New Hope. A New Hope set the record for Star Wars and what it should be, and it's set the template. Even The Force Awakens was just a rehashing of A New Hope. All right, that's my minute? All right, cool.
Okay.
Freeform debate, go.
Okay, so I'm gonna completely write him off the table. He said Force Awakens, and that is a remake of New Hope, just like you said. So I'm gonna say it's completely...
I don't say it's completely off.
It's all fan service.
It is fan service, but I think it's good fan service. I don't think it's bad fan service.
It's good fan service, but it wouldn't have been there unless you had the original trilogy and all the other movies.
Well, that's a fallacy. You can't really say that.
Yeah, but no. But the thing is, the only reason it's good is because of all that fan service. I feel like without that, it wouldn't have really been anywhere, and that's where it comes down to I am very split on New Hope and Empire, honestly. But I'd say Empire, like, a good franchise comes from the sequel. Like, if the sequel is shit, your franchise is going down the hole. And a lot of the times, the sequel is shit and the franchise goes down the hole. Sometimes they come back up, but, like, when you have, like, such a hard-hitting sequel, such as Empire Strikes Back, you're, like, you're good. Like, that's why it's lasted so long.
Alright. That with sequels is not true at all. Iron Man 2 sucked. Thor 2 sucked.
I'm saying they can get out of the hole.
But what I'm saying is that most of the time, the very first one that starts everything off is going to be the best one no matter what. Because no matter if you change something good or bad, there's going to be the fans that are like, you fucked up, you changed my shit, and now I don't like it anymore.
Okay, so taking that argument, The Force Awakens is the first of one of the greatest Star Wars trilogy with the updated CGI.
No, I'm listening. I like this.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you gotta be. You would not be as hyped. The Star Wars.
Speaking of updated CGI, the re-release CGI.
Yeah, George Lucas fucking with everything. Yeah, well, we won't talk about that.
Yeah.
Continue.
So, well, I mean, we can all agree that the second trilogy, the second in creation trilogy, Phantom Menace to, I don't even know, that sucks. We all agree that trilogy in the entire.
I don't think the whole thing.
I don't think the whole thing sucks either.
I think Phantom Menace is a shit movie, but I don't think Clone Wars is also pretty bad. It's like a rom-com. But I'd say Revenge of the Sith is a decent movie.
It's pretty good. The fighting in Revenge of the Sith.
So I would say that the best Star Wars movie is A New Hope. I don't know
You
why
already
I don't know
said
why we're debating the original.
We're allowed to talk about the other stuff.
All right, that's fine, but
It's a discussion.
it's a.
But like, okay, so I'm gonna go back to Empire and how like, dude, like Hoth, like that is some of the best stuff in a movie. Like you got the cutting open the tauntaun, that shit's awesome, and like the whole this monster, I don't even remember, the Wampa, yeah, the fucking Wampa, and like Luke in the cave, and like he's like. And then
I would say that there's way more iconic moments in A New Hope that people pop culturize. So when they're in the trash compactor, or when Obi-Wan gets cut down, and it's like, you will see me from there on, and that puts our hero Luke on the path that he goes on through the whole series, and introduces us into Han Solo and Leia being one of the best characters of those stories.
I'm going to argue Luke's path. Luke wouldn't become the Jedi he ended up being in Return of the Jedi if it wasn't for Dagobah and Yoda. Like that's
He wouldn't have done that if it wasn't for
But
New
that's
Hope.
his character breaking point. Yeah, because it's the first movie.
Exactly. There you
But
go.
like, the thing is, that doesn't mean it's the best. Like that is his breaking point as a character, and like his transformation. Like when he goes in and he sees like the whole thing with Darth Vader and his father.
I just think that's a weird scene. I don't think that's very. I don't think it's in line with what
It's
Star
a
Wars
weird
is.
scene,
I don't
but
think
I
it
also
belongs.
think it's good character development for Luke.
It's very strange, and I don't know. if
And
it
also
should have been.
Yoda. Like, come on.
Yoda.
You can't like. That's his first appearance. Like, you can't count that out of the equation. That's like
That's
a
true.
big,
No, you're right,
big
you're right.
thing, you know?
Yeah, but like
I think
Han
Force
Solo's death-
Awakens is off the table, though. Unless you want to argue.
Well, no.
something.
We shouldn't have any say in that. It's the judge. When we're
Okay.
How much longer do we have on the round?
You have 3 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't even get it. Like a second.
Yeah, you
So honestly, as far as you know, I watched Force Awakens in theater, and obviously that was the only one I was able to watch in theater because you know none of us probably watched.
Oh, you didn't catch A New Hope? In 1977?
Yeah, 1977 when I wasn't
Yeah.
5. I was just
20 years before we were born.
Yeah, that was like 40 years ago, dude. Holy shit. It's the 40th
Actually,
anniversary.
yeah. 40.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be the 40th anniversary.
No, that already happened. 40th anniversary already happened.
Okay. But anyways,
There was like
it's-
a big thing.
It's the start of one of the greatest. I think because this trilogy, once they go through, because it shows how much potential is ready. Because it's also, was it J.J. Abrams?
It was J.J. Abrams, yeah.
Yeah, the combination of that and not even just the storytelling, but like the scene setting and getting everything ready for the next movies, just brought
But now
that
we gotta
style.
prepare for not having
Exactly.
JJ on number 2. So.
Yes.
Well, Ryan Johnson is an amazing director, and
Did
he's
he
gonna
get cut
fucking
from it?
kill it, huh?
What happened?
That was Colin Trevorrow in
Okay.
the ninth one. and Disney cut him, and now it's Ron Howard. No, it's not Ron Howard. It's J.J. Abrams. Sorry, Ron Howard is on this Han Solo movie.
Yeah.
After the other dudes got
Oh, you said Ron Howard. I think you meant Ron Swanson.
Which I have low expectations for. But
Han Solo?
Yeah.
Oh, most
I said
definitely.
the
Yeah, I think Solo's going to be pretty weak.
Well, we'll see.
You know,
Yeah,
Dude,
what about
Donald Glover.
dude, honestly, I'm kind of.
Lando's probably going to save that movie, I'd say.
Okay.
You finished?
No, how much time do we have? Because we gotta finish this shit.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
You got 1 minute.
Oh! Debate is over. Drinking
Jesse,
commence.
you might have to drive my car later.
He doesn't drive.
Yeah.
He does, just
Well, I do, I
refuses to.
Are we stopping this round?
Yeah, fuck it. Cut the round.
Okay.
I guess we gotta finish.
Good luck.
Cheers to death.
Hey. Wow. Well,
Christ. Oh, wow, that's super fucked. There we go.
This is
That one's
gonna
not
take a
enough.
toll on my humanity.
Push it that way a little bit.
Jake, do you want to try this cucumber ale?
This way?
Oh,
Like
no,
that?
no, like so Will gets in the frame.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone.
That.
Chill filming and chill.
Yeah, I'll try it.
Dude, it's so good.
Cucumber?
Yeah, I'm taking
Cucumber
forever to
cream
chug this. I'm a
ale.
bitch, okay?
Okay.
Ah!
So this is
That's
your
so
pick.
weird.
So-
This is your pick.
My pick, what?
Yeah, it's your
Oh,
pick.
no, we gotta listen to the judge.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
this-
judge,
Jill,
yeah,
do you want
yeah.
to try this?
So-
Try this.
So Will's main arguments were for The Empire Strikes Back, where
like it.
the fight scenes were good, the character development was good, it cements the series, and it's a hard-hitting sequel. Especially
Can't believe it.
that makes a long-lasting series, especially the Hoth scenes.
You gotta try that.
Casey said Force Awakens, saying that the older trilogy is outdated and the newer CGI makes it better, and it sets up the new movies coming out. And Jake
Not wrong.
said A New Hope. It's an iconic movie that has a bunch of well-known scenes. They took a chance on it and made it into the franchise that it is. It set the template for the rest of them, and the start is the best.
He basically just went off it. That's the first movie.
In my
It's an
opinion,
argument.
I think Will and Jake, you guys are pretty close for the best argument, but I have to give the edge over to Will.
I'm okay with that. My
I
first
respect
choice was Empire. Fuck you.
Mostly in the
See,
fact that it cemented the series. You can't.
See, the thing is like I'm not too passionate about Star Wars as much as you are. Like, when I watched Force Awakens, I only watched it once.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
in
pretty
theater.
passionate too.
No, yeah, you guys
Alright,
are pretty
I pick.
passionate about it.
Yeah,
You
I know
pick.
it's him.
Oh, yeah, you
it's
pick.
him. We're going in like a.
All right.
All
They're
right.
already mixed
Make sure,
around.
make sure to show it to the camera too. Let them know.
Oh yeah, MCU. That's the one I want to
MCU?
pick.
Alright.
I'm gonna win this one, boys.
This was
Ooh, I don't know about
this
that.
was my hardest decision.
Ooh, really?
So who's going first?
So you go.
Oh, we
first
all have to
because
crack,
you
and we
pick.
have to do the 3-second chug.
Am I able to steal one of the excitement for?
Yeah, why not? Fuck it.
I have some other. I have like
Oh, yeah, you-
half 40.
There's a bush in the fridge. There's a single bush left in
Alright.
the fridge.
To round 2.
To round 2.
Okay.
Let's go.
Piss.
So you started off.
So the best movie I think so far, Thor Ragnarok.
Oh,
Without a doubt.
bold.
It was going to be
Bold.
was
Bold
going to
and
be Guardians of
brash.
the Galaxy, but after being hyped up so much for Thor Ragnarok, I was not let down at all. The trailers lied and it fucked with me, but I've never had more fun in a movie and like enjoyed and been so excited for a movie than then. Like the characters were on point, the development was absolutely astounding. The CGI and just setting up for Infinity Wars, just this movie was in itself, by itself, was one of the best Thor movies, one of the best MCU movies, like, and it's obviously gonna get beaten, but
Don't say that.
I just couldn't find anything wrong with it, man.
All right, good.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, mine is Captain America: Civil War.
Okay, not the first Avenger. Okay.
Well, Winter Soldier would have also been a good choice as well.
Yeah.
Civil
Well,
War.
no,
So-
first Avenger's not a good choice. It's not.
Whatever. Okay, so Civil War is like the biggest thing that happened into the MCU. So, whoa, it's my piece right now, buddy boy.
It's his pitch. I would have. Yeah.
Okay.
No, but continue.
So Civil War, the biggest conflict in any Marvel movie is not when they face villains that are throwaways, like Thor facing the giant fucking robot, or fucking, let's say, Iron Man facing whoever he faced.
Yeah, that one guy with
The one guy.
The
Biggest choice that you can take as like an object to overcome is fighting with your friends. And that's exactly what Civil War did. It pitted Captain America against Iron Man, and they had to choose sides. Not only was it like actually heartfelt and you felt for these characters, it's because we grew to love them for so long, it was coming to a head. We knew that in Age of Ultron when they started disagreeing and when Tony started to really think about like, fuck, I'm fucking things up. And not only, and I'm going to keep arguing, but this will be my point for my opening, Spider-Man. Come on.
Spider-Man.
Under
I can back you on that. Okay. So, I go with Iron Man, the original.
Ooh.
The original, the start of the MCU. I'm gonna pull a card from Jake's hand in how you just go with the first one. But like Iron Man cemented all of MCU. That is like
It was the start.
thing, and it was like what I just said. Like that opening credit scene, like the riding in the Humvees with Back in Black playing in the background.
No gang signs.
What?
When he does a peace sign with Tony, he's like, no gang signs.
That is one of the best scenes, like, in a movie, in my opinion. And then, like, Obadiah Stane, fantastic.
That's his
villain.
name?
Obadiah Stane, yeah.
The bald dude? Jeff
Yeah.
Bridges?
Obadiah.
Oh, yeah, it
Never
was
would
Jeff
have remembered
Bridges.
that. Never would have
Yeah, no, so he's an asshole, but he's like a good villain. I
don't know.
I wouldn't say he's amazing, but I'd say the whole Jensen dude, like, you gotta love Jensen in the beginning when Tony is making his suit.
The
like,
dude, whose
all
family,
all the character development and ability to like begin the MCU with such a hard-hitting movie is like that just cements it as one of the best for me.
Okay. Do we debate, Judge?
Yeah, free debate.
Yes. So no, Civil War was not the biggest. Wait, what did you say again?
I've got to back him on the fact
I'd say that Civil War
has a very lasting impact because it
definitely.
has so much development. Also, you left out Spider-Man, but dude, frickin' Black Panther.
Oh, thank you.
In.
So Black Panther's in Civil War.
Yeah.
That's another point. Write that down, Judge, please.
Like, you're introducing so many... I'm arguing
You
for
are arguing what are you doing?
But, like, you're
You guys are
introducing so many good characters into the movie that are getting, like, later on developments. Okay, I'm gonna argue for mine later, but I'm helping you out. Because as I love Thor Ragnarok, and I've seen it twice already.
I love it. You saw it again?
Yeah.
Nice.
I think it's a fantastic movie.
I love it.
But I think it's a side story.
Oh no.
Oh, most definitely. It's a side story to Civil War.
Yeah.
Because in Civil War, where's Thor and Hulk?
That's
Right,
what the side
No,
story.
it's because
It's
Civil
literally
War
the
and
side
Thor
story.
Ragnarok are happening.
Yes, it's a great movie, but I don't think it is essential to the MCU.
Well, that's the thing is we're not arguing is what's the most essential to MCU. We're arguing what is our favorite.
I
best
think
movie.
when you argue what is the best MCU movie, you're arguing is it essential to the universe.
True.
So I will say, I fucking love Thor Ragnarok. But the thing that I disliked about it was Hela just got killed off. Hela was such a fucking good villain. And in the very end,
Well, I like-
the very end, she just gets smashed by the monster.
I
and it's
really,
like so
I really
uneventful.
do like that though. I kind of liked it because I liked how they had to use the ultimate evil and destroy their own place of living. I'm still arguing for other people.
Stop arguing with your other
no,
people.
Thor Ragnarok.
I'm gonna go on Iron Man.
Okay, so listen to this. Thor Ragnarok it was a classic MCU movie. Like there was Civil War, but it was all tense. But there wasn't anything like MCU about it. It was just like Civil War shit was happening. Thor Ragnarok had that spunk, had that jive to it. It was funny. it was fucking hilarious, and it was very bright and colorful. It was very MCU, and it made its own like.
Excuse me.
It basically said, "This is what we're gonna do," and they took it to the next step after that. It kind of basically set the road down for what an MCU movie should be. You know, lighthearted, but definitely fucking deep. Definitely tragic because the entire planet does get destroyed.
And
even
Odin dying.
I would argue that it's not that
Low
tragic.
battery. Your phone's gonna die.
That's fine. Let it die.
Let it die.
Whatever. We'll just cut it and restart.
Okay, bye everyone. Eventually.
No,
Don't pause.
cut it.
No. When it dies.
When it dies, we'll
So
just start.
I will
again.
argue that Thor Ragnarok actually was not that like sentimental and was not that hard, heavy hitting. Fucking Odin dies and immediately they don't wait to mourn him, and they just get on with their lives.
They
and
can't. That's the
keep
thing.
going.
Is they can't mourn him because if they mourn him, then their place is gonna get fucking destroyed.
But at the same time,
What are you doing?
Wait, what are you doing?
I'm just checking to see if it's charging now. Okay.
Yeah, it's charging.
That's what I was checking.
I would argue that.
So wait, are you gonna? So I'm gonna take a step back. Are you gonna splice this up and just kind of make it like the best points of this and then post it, or are you gonna just put the
No, we're doing the whole
We're doing the
unfiltered
whole
shit. So shut up.
unfiltered?
Yeah.
Unfiltered. Okay. Well, I just honestly loved Ragnarok because it was funny too. It was so many things in one, and I don't know why I'm not saying Guardians of the Galaxy 2 because honestly Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was the best, but it's because I just saw Ragnarok and like.
Oh, you just said Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is the best MCU movie?
No, I'm saying.
Did you just say Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is the best MCU?
I would say it's
Definitely not.
I mean, the critics gave it a 10 out of 10 without a doubt. So.
Take it to Christian Harloff.
Yeah, honestly.
Who?
No, man.
Who?
Never mind.
Oh no.
No, okay, so Civil War is definitely the best of them.
2 minutes.
Because, thank you, Judge.
Uh
Oh shit.
It's PBR.
I am gonna have a hard
Civil
second.
War is definitely the best because it gives conscience to the actual superheroes. For the Avengers, for everything, aliens are coming up and blowing up the city.
Yeah.
And no one gets repercussions for it. They're happy-go-lucky. They dropped a fucking city. No, let me finish. They dropped a fucking city out of the sky, and they got like nothing for it. Then in Civil
There
War,
were repercussions in Avengers.
Yeah, Civil
No,
War
no.
was the repercussion.
Civil War was the repercussions when the Sokovia Accords in Civil
Yeah,
War
but that happened because
which
of
also
Avengers.
doesn't matter. It happened in Civil War, dude. Sokovia Accords happened in Civil War.
Yeah, but you're not gonna have the repercussions in Avengers because
Also-
it's a 2-hour movie. It's
Also,
like-
Civil War has like one movies in the MCU to connect to the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. Did you know that? General whatever who did on the
Oh,
Sokovia Accords is fucking
oh,
the
I
Hulk's
hated that
thing.
movie. I hated that movie so much.
Yeah,
Well, that's my favorite now. No,
That
just
was
kidding.
actually the first.
Okay.
Also,
That was no.
when
it
Iron Man,
wasn't. It was after.
so
Iron
many good fights. Giant
Come
Man,
on after Iron Man.
Yes, it did.
Ant-Man turning giant, dude. That was a fucking amazing moment in the theater. And then when Tony Stark finds out that Bucky killed his parents, and he's like, and Captain America's trying to keep him calm. He's like, I can't.
20 seconds.
Okay.
He can't.
I have
he
to
killed,
argue. I
he,
haven't been
no,
able to
let me
argue
finish.
for Iron Man.
He
No,
killed
no,
my
no.
mom, and then he starts
Okay.
fighting. That's so powerful.
You're
dude.
saying like it's all that
10 seconds.
Civil War. The only reason it counts is because like there's like heartfelt stuff and like
That's
there's,
not what I'm saying.
there's
Did you listen to
consequences.
me?
There were consequences in Iron Man. The whole Obadiah Stane thing, like because he sold his fucking missiles to other people.
All right, we need to finish the
Whatever.
beers.
I didn't even. I was just arguing for you.
You liking this? You having
No,
fun?
not at all, man.
You're not having fun.
No, I'm having fun. It's just PBR. It's just.
Oh, I
having
have a
fun.
lot more to go.
We do.
Oh yeah, dude. I have like half.
Good luck with this, you guys.
Next time we're doing it with normal sized beers.
Yeah, I don't know why you guys did
Yeah,
this.
you're right. You're right.
Hey, we're gonna get fucked up and it'll be funny at the end.
Yeah, exactly. When we're arguing, whatever.
Are you ready to hear the results?
Yes,
I'm not
Judge.
done yet.
Okay.
I'm not even close to done. Just keep going.
Finish it by the judge results.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to do.
You're fine. You're fine. You just 3 more big chugs. Ah! Okay.
Okay.
So,
That's why I got good.
Casey's arguments for Thor Ragnarok.
With Will's arguments
Will's
added.
arguments added. So the characters were good. It had really good CGI.
Oh, we didn't even talk about Valkyrie.
Oh
Or
God.
like any of them.
Oh, dude.
Oh, there's
Scourge, dude. Scourge development in that. Oh,
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh,
It's really
yeah. You see, you guys are
Okay,
like,
sorry.
good. Continue. Sorry.
It set off. It's set up for Infinity Wars. Casey didn't see any issues with the movie.
10 out of 10. 10
Um,
out of 10.
humor-
You brought up a good point though.
9.5 out
What?
of
The
10.
fact that
Hella?
like hella, yeah.
Hella. Yeah.
that
he
was a good point.
badass.
Yeah.
he
But,
said
like-
that humor set the tone for the MCU.
Oh, the humor was
Yeah.
amazing. Like I didn't expect that like humor, and it was.
Okay, we don't argue against the just.
No, we're just
I'm just
bantering
summarizing.
while
I'm
we're.
bantering.
Yeah.
Banter my ass.
Jake for
No,
Captain
thank you.
America, Civil War. So, it was the biggest thing to happen in the MCU. Fighting your friends makes it more real because you have an attachment to those characters. The intro of Spider-Man and Black Panther,
Underoos.
and adds conscience to superheroes and
It was a lot better than
the
mine.
repercussions for their actions. Will for Iron Man, mostly arguing for other people. Basically just
I'm just a
said
good guy.
basically just said it's the start of the MCU and it has a good villain.
Hey, the opening scene.
No,
The back in black.
The back in black.
I did agree with that. That's
Okay,
good.
okay,
I like
let's
that.
talk about
That shit's amazing. And the character development's really good.
The song that they
Boo to Jeremy Johns that got it wrong.
What?
He got back
Oh
in black
god,
wrong.
that made me so
No,
mad.
what was the song that they played in Thor Ragnarok? Because that song.
Immigrant
it's
song.
Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, that song.
Yeah, Immigrant
Yes.
Song by Led Zeppelin.
You heard that song. You're
Wait,
like,
wait.
So the winner of this debate, in my opinion, is Jake.
bullshit.
Okay, so
Okay, so
1 and 1. 1 and 0.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
fuck.
Mark your wins, bud. Alright, so I guess I'll go next.
Vape in the fucking. Dude, I love how you got a pot full of ice just to cool.
Ooh. Next round is Lord of the Rings.
Ooh, boy.
Okay,
I
I guess we were counting Hobbit too, but I didn't say.
We can count Hobbit. Yeah, that's
but
fine.
I don't think
If you
anyone-
want to change it
I
right
don't
now,
think,
that's
no, I
fine.
don't think anyone said Hobbit. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying.
I don't know. See, I feel like.
Oh,
you got an idea.
okay. I just saw your answer, but
Okay, so I'm gonna start off. Mine is Fellowship of the Ring.
I already knew you were gonna pick that.
Yeah, you knew, because that's the
You-
best out of
It's-
all.
That's not the best.
Wait. We're
Okay,
only 3
so-
seconds chug.
Oh, fuck, you're right. All right, everyone, stop what they're doing. 3 seconds.
I'm gonna chug this one.
Okay.
No, you gotta finish that.
Yeah,
Start a new
finish
one.
Finish it and then start a new one.
Dude,
So
I
we'll-
have to try for.
The rules of the game. Is it dying?
I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's
Whatever.
Hi, peoples.
We'll make time until Casey finishes his beer. So, how you guys doing? Is this a good
This is
show?
mad fun.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
you
you
know
know
what
what I feel like
having a
we
good
should
time.
do is we should watch a couple movies
Mhm.
and then argue which one was the best. Like after watching those movies.
Watch like 3 movies.
Yeah, because we have them fresh in our mind.
That's
We're
true.
able to take
That's a
notes
good
and
idea.
stuff. You know, that would.
No,
be
no, we're not doing movies next time though. We're changing the category every time.
Every time.
Well, exactly. So we should do something like.
So it's
we can-
movies. It might be music at one point. It might be.
Yeah, so if it's
books.
music, we listen to the songs before.
I don't
Many more episodes
I don't
to come
really
on
read.
Cold
I don't really
Ones
read books
with
though.
Pumpkin Spice
Animes,
and various
cartoons.
guests.
Oh, it's gonna be video games. It's gonna be.
Oh, Lord.
We're all game design majors. It's gonna be video games.
Video games.
So
We need to
that's
have
gonna
like
happen.
a 5-person Cold Ones debate.
We'll have new people next
That's
time.
it.
Yeah.
We'll
That's
have
quite
new
a
people
bit.
next time.
Well, it's
It's
gonna
gonna
be
be
too
fun.
much.
It's
It's gonna be
fun.
fun.
We
dude.
should do.
Did you
like-
finish your beer yet?
Okay, let's
No.
go. Let's
Come
go.
on,
out
I'm
of
waiting
this
on you,
fucking
buddy.
shit. This is going on Pumpkin Spice channel, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Follow Pumpkin Spice.
You
About
said
noon.
fuck Pumpkin
I
Spice?
said follow Pumpkin
Oh, okay.
Spice.
Let's see. You got the 2 band members right here.
Cornering you, buddy.
And
Looking for a
start
drummer.
around.
No. He
Look
didn't say the 3-second chug.
Oh, he's
Looking
good.
for a drummer, by the way.
Hey, if anyone knows a good drummer and a practice space,
Who's
email
not a
me
dickhead.
at babybooty69 at pornhub.com.
At Pornhub.com.
Nah, just hit us up in the DMs.
Slide into those DMs.
Slide into those DMs.
Alright.
3-second
Alright.
chug?
Let's be chillax.com. I'm kidding, that doesn't exist. Oh no!
That's a foul.
Okay,
I'm a small person.
Alright, let's go.
Okay, Lord of the Rings.
like I said before, Fellowship of the Ring.
I got it all over me.
I'm gonna play
Who cares?
the introduction of all these characters. I think that, honestly, Fellowship of the Ring, if Peter Jackson didn't handle Fellowship of the Ring as he did, we wouldn't care about all these characters. And there's so many characters that matter so much. And in these, and this, there's, fuck, I'm already buzzed. Where's everyone going?
You gotta pee break.
What the fuck? I'm just debating to myself. All right, well, okay.
Don't worry, I'm listening.
Just get your paper towels. The other kids.
We'll
So-
edit that out.
I guess we'll just cut this out. Fuck it.
Yeah, no, just edit this out.
This is gonna be the one
You
part.
guys, you don't see this.
No, you gotta keep
I am not
This
here.
gives me a chance to fucking brush up on my Fellowship.
Okay.
This is Cold Ones Unfiltered.
No cuts. This whole thing is raw footage.
It's not.
This whole thing is no, because this thing.
No, you gotta
There you go.
Okay, there we go. Hey guys, welcome back.
We're at 31 minutes
This
already.
is Game Grumps.
Jesus.
We should, I don't think any cuts. It's funny.
Yeah, fuck it, whatever. Okay, Fellowship of the Ring. Cool characters. Introduction to such an amazing, immersive world. I love all of the designs that Patrick. Not Patrick. Fuck.
Patrick Stewart.
No. Fucking what's his name? Whatever the director's name is. Peter Jackson. Whatever Peter Jackson did to decide the designs of it. To interpret a book so long like that, and to actually start a movie franchise on the first book, takes fucking guts and fucking very much know-how and insight.
And taking such a dated book.
Wait, what do you mean?
And such a
What do you
tated
mean
book.
starting at the first book?
A tated book?
A dated book. Did I say tated?
Yeah.
I'll take a drink for that.
Tainted. Okay.
Alright, next person. Sorry.
Okay, I'm going with Return of the King. And the reason I am going with this movie is because it is your final episode in your 3-part saga. And the battles. Come on. Like, the action.
Whoa, wait. Are we debating extended editions?
I guess we can be debating.
If it's a point you want to make, you
I
can
don't
make
think
it.
you've seen-
I'm not making it.
Have you
extended
seen
edition.
extendeds?
I don't know if I did.
Okay, I
See,
haven't
it's been
seen.
so long. That's why I'm like.
The extendeds are like 4 hours, so I'm gonna say we're just gonna bait
I
regular.
think I
But
did.
all the battles are in the regular version too. And so basically all the battles, there's like a ton of them, and they're so good. The whole like Legolas riding down the elephant while
Does Legolas
fucking.
die?
No.
Oh.
What?
I don't know. I thought he
What? No. Okay.
Wait a second.
Maybe I'm the only educated one on Lord of the Rings here.
I think so.
It's
Yeah,
been a hot
dude.
minute since I've seen.
But basically, this movie has so much like also like the whole it has your whole like end of Frodo and Sam getting to Mordor and dropping the ring, and also the whole shit with Gollum. You finally are like, Frodo, you're an idiot. Stop fucking believing Gollum, and like it pisses me off. But like, it's like all this shit. There is so much character development in this one, and this is where you really see that Sam is like the hero of fucking.
Sam's always
Lord of
been the
the
hero.
Rings. Yeah,
Even in the beginning, he
But,
was
like-
he was Frodo's best friend.
but it's most palpable. We like that word.
I like that. That was some good vocab.
It is
my-
most
my man.
palpable in
Word of the
Return of
day.
the King.
Word of the day.
And like, there's just so much going on, yet it's so well done together. Like, usually when there's so much going on, it's hard, and like, we've seen this with Batman vs Superman, and like, where there's too much going on to fucking have in one movie. But like, with this movie, it melds it all together in a perfect way when you have so many different stories of all the different heroes taking their own paths, which I really like, as opposed to like the first one where they're all together, but now you're seeing them in their like element and in their own, and also the Aragorn summoning the undead king and all that shit.
Where are we
That's
gonna cut 'em?
amazing.
We got about 5 minutes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we're gonna go. So I haven't seen the Lord of the Rings series in quite a while, so I'm just gonna go out there and be devil's advocate and say Hobbit 2 was the best.
Hobbit 2? You didn't even pick Hobbit 1? What are you doing?
You know why? Small.
Desolation is small. Ooh.
Desolation Smog. Honestly, out of all the movies, I watched the original, and I was pretty young, and I was like, okay. And then I saw Hobbit, and I was like, all right. Desolation is Smog. Okay, I should see. This is the thing. It's like I'm not too passionate about Lord of the Rings. It's like, you know, I respect it. They're an awesome series, but they're not like, it's not MCU. But like,
Lord of the Rings is
Dude.
life-changing.
I don't know.
Lord of the Rings won the most. It's tied
I
for winning
think
the
we
most
all need.
Oscars.
I think we all need to rewatch them.
That's what I'm saying.
that's fair.
We need to get it fresh in our mind to be able to.
Me and him watched Return of the King extended not
Yeah, it was
that long
great.
ago, and it's amazing.
It was really good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I
Like-
And Sam's the hero. Sam's always been the hero. Fuck Frodo. Frodo's a bullshit.
Frodo makes me so mad. I want him to
It's
touch
all
Elijah
flippin'
Wood in
Sam
the
I don't know,
face.
but I love the Hobbit. I love.
No, Elijah
honestly,
was
all-
good, but
He's
like,
great, yeah, but fuck
Let
Frodo.
Casey make his point.
I really love what's his name? It's like not Sean Kingston, but something like
Sean Astin?
Sean Astin.
That's Samwise.
No, not Samwise. Whoever plays as the Hobbit.
as
Oh,
Bilbo.
Martin Freeman, dude.
Martin Freeman is one of
Sean, what?
no, he's one of
Okay,
my
I
favorite
think
actors.
he is.
I
I think we should just go with free debate.
Yeah, we
Fuck
should
it, yeah, free debate.
Okay, Martin
I mean-
Freeman though is one of the best actors. I said Martin Freeman is one of the best actors for this role because he plays a hobbit. He is a hobbit so much better than any of the originals. Like he's fucking
Oh,
scared.
that's real
He's
debatable.
small. He's a thief. But I don't know, Martin. I love.
I'd say Marion
I'd
Pickett
say
embody
Marion Pickett
hobbits
embody
way
hobbits.
more
No,
than
okay,
fucking.
I agree.
And the fucking grumpy dude and the grumpy neighbor is the embodiment of a hobbit.
The grumpy neighbor beats everybody.
I really
Yeah, that's the
wanted
real
to do
winner.
that.
Right? That's
You
right.
know, the
Grumpy
real winner
neighbor.
is that Lord of the Rings Wii game that was like really shit. Dude, my dad fucking
Have you played Return of the
shit.
King for PS2? Because that game's amazing.
That's a good game, man.
There was
Did you play the
actually-
old Hobbit game? That was a great game.
Oh,
There was
so
a-
good on PC.
yeah.
I haven't seen that, but there's like this Game
It's
Boy
lit.
one that's like a strategy RPG where you have to like move.
Okay,
things.
let's
That
get
was
back to
awesome.
the debate. This is free-form debate. So I'm just gonna say Return of the King cements the whole legacy as
Closing points.
Yeah, closing points. So closing points. It closes up the whole series. You got that terrific character development in all the characters. I'm gonna say Fellowship makes me mad because Boromir dies, and that was just like,
Wait,
kill
Boromir dies
me.
in the first one?
yeah. I mean, Boromir's a dick, but he's also like that was. Oh, okay, actually, that's one good
I thought
thing
he
about
dies in the
Fellowship.
second
That
one.
was such a good death scene.
Is it my turn to argue?
I'm helping you again.
Do you want? Are you finished with
But
your
I'm
closing?
gonna keep going with Return of the King.
How much time do you have left?
About 2 minutes.
You have the whole
Less
transformation
than 2 minutes.
between Aragorn becoming from a ranger to like the king of Gondor, which is so good. And like you have the reboot of like Gimli and Legolas counting their kills in that one battle at Minas Tirith. Not at Minas Tirith, fucking hell, at Gondor. I'm kind of drunk. But it's
Come on,
so
wrap
good.
it up, right?
It's
Okay.
so good.
All right, so I'll say Fellowship is the best because that's like the movie that introduces us to all these characters. You get their character arcs at the very beginning, and like you said, Boromir's death was needed, and it was incredibly like hitting because that shows you how mad the ring makes people.
One thing I'm
and
going
how
to
much
say about
powerful.
Fellowship is how
Alright,
slow up into the... Well, this is for debate, so I can just say
Come
shit.
on, I'm
But
doing my closing point. Hurry
Up
up.
into your whole thing, basically, it's so slow until like the Boromir death in the end. I like it, but I'd have to say it's a little bit slow for me.
I would argue that it's not slow and that it really encompasses the lives of these people and it really shows how they live in this world and brings you into the world and like the atmosphere of it all is so great. I mean, the fucking song when you go to the Shire for the first time, Something Hobbits, whatever that song is like, I fucking love that song. most of the music in Fellowship of the Ring is the best music out of all of the
Return of
movies.
the King has
Okay,
some-
but
Okay, there you go.
Smog,
There you
Benedict
go.
Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch?
Yeah, Commoner's Snatch. And Martin
go.
Freeman because Sherlock wins. Alright, Hobbit 2. Hobbit 2, guys.
Sherlock and
Hobbit 2
Hobbit
loses.
two.
Hobbit 2 loses the game.
that other
It's
guy.
not a good
What's the
movie.
name? Holmes.
Alright, that's it for the wrap.
The first Hobbit was much better.
No, Sherlock Holmes.
We gotta finish.
It's Watson.
Watson, you're right.
Here's to Watson.
Oh god. I don't. Ugh. You want to read those while we're going?
Yeah, we need to finish this. Can I hit your vape?
Yeah, man. Fake mooch.
Vape Nation, guys. Brought to you by H3.
Ethan, sponsor us.
Ethan sponsor us.
Ethan needs his own
Because
help.
I completely demonetized fucking. Okay, keep going, Chad.
So, Jake for the Fellowship of the Ring. The characters were good. The character arcs in the beginning and the intro. The immersive world. It's the there's good music. The death scene, of course. And let's see, Will, Return of the King.
I'm a lightweight, guys.
It's the final episode of the
Dude, I'm
three.
feeling it as well.
The battles.
Battles underlined a million times.
With Legolas, especially. It was the end of the whole Frodo thing, with dropping the ring and dealing with Gollum. The character development, Sam being a hero.
Aragorn.
For so much going on with the movie, it was well put together, and it cements the legacy. Casey, we're not going to talk about.
Yeah.
Whoa!
I
Hot takes
just
from the judge.
No, I'm just kidding. Hobbit 2.
Yeah, what were my points? I want to recap. What were
Your
my
points?
Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman, not MCU. Rest of the Lord of the Rings is okay. Best Hobbit.
That's Martin Freeman, guys.
Which is wrong. The first one.
Yeah, the first one's the
First one
best
was
one.
the best.
All
I
right,
did the
so
right series, guys.
I gotta go with Will on this one. I think he had the best points.
Number 2.
Oh yeah. I'm sitting here.
Why
with
does he have the best points, Judge?
Well, he just had a lot of good points, like all the character development. There's just so much going on. It's hard to put all of that in, together well in a movie.
I would agree that Return of the King is probably better than Fellowship. I mean, Fellowship is my favorite, but objectively, I think Return of the King is probably the best made Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and all the CGI, it's like, it's incredible.
The fight
it
scenes are
looks so
amazing.
incredible.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Okay, we gotta finish this. Fuck. I'm not.
Did you not even drink any of that?
I did. I'm like half.
Hey.
All right, well, I'm gonna go piss while you do that.
How far are you on that?
No,
I'll be like,
babe.
Oh god.
Yeah, you're telling me. That's why I
Don't
don't.
you have a vape?
Yeah, but it's like 3 milligram nicotine.
Your other one.
Oh, my other one, he took the batteries from it.
Ugh.
She gotta at least try your juice now. She hasn't tried your juice.
Oh, what juice is this?
No, this is Hawaiian Pog. I'm using yours right now.
I taste the menthol in it though.
Oh, well, it's probably still there.
Vape guys, Vape Nation. Support your local vape store.
I'm gonna pull the next category while
Oh,
he's
that that's
peeing.
really weird.
I'm gonna pull the Actually, no, I have to finish my beer first, and you have to finish yours.
We have to finish our beer.
You guys got this. You guys
Well, you have to
got
finish your cider. That pop.
this.
You know what? I wanted to actually drink something that made me not want to kill myself.
I'm gonna
Look at how.
The host of Cold Ones is back. My name is Jake Dunbar. Thank you for joining us
Let's
again.
be chill
The
out.
host that would be me.
Host on the heel.
Ooh, fuck yeah.
Hey.
The case scene.
I'm not really.
Yeah.
I'm not really a heel at this point though, because I
You're
helped you.
so helpful.
I'm just here for the low.
Dude. I still gotta finish this.
Yeah,
How much
me
do
and
you
Will.
Whoa, buddy.
Yeah, you're
Buddy
telling-
boy. Buddy boy, come on,
You're
man.
telling me.
You guys
dude.
I mean, I finished mine.
I keep hiccuping.
I'm good there.
You got this.
Chill.
Just
Okay,
breathe through
so-
your nose. Don't breathe through your
so
mouth.
while
It
we're
tastes
in
bad.
intermission,
No.
what was the worst movie you've ever watched?
Ever?
Like paid money to watch, or like just watch?
If we're are we talking like our nice geek thing here? Because I'm gonna say
Like, what
Batman vs
movie
Superman.
has disappointed you the most?
Oh, actually, no. That'd be Suicide Squad.
Disappointed me the most. Whoa.
Suicide Squad.
That's a fucking good question.
Suicide Squad. I'd have to say the second Percy Jackson movie because that movie really tore me
I
apart.
love Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson.
No, you don't understand. I absolutely adore Percy Jackson.
I love the
The
books.
movies were fucking garbage.
They were so bad.
You know what movie disappointed me the most? Spider-Man 3.
Which one?
The Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans.
Cat
Oh,
was
dude,
tired.
we're
Coming from
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2, going into Spider-Man 3 was so
I
sad.
haven't seen any of them.
It was
Worst
so
movie I've
sad.
ever seen.
But no,
is The
Suicide
Cat
Squad is a
Returns.
big disappointment. But I also didn't have high hopes because DC sucks.
I don't know. I like Suicide.
Just kidding.
I
We
didn't
have a
like
DC
Suicide
category.
Yeah, it's coming up, guys.
I didn't have any expectations for Suicide Squad, so that's why I liked it. That's why
I had expectations.
That's the thing. Is your expectations?
Honestly, I didn't have expectations, and I was still let down.
for
Yeah,
everybody who's watching,
exactly.
the audience out there, never go into a movie expecting greatness, unless it's Thor Ragnarok.
Unless it's Infinity War.
Infinity War, I'm
Okay.
expecting great.
Oh, this is
Okay,
like
it's
the
going to
day
be
that
great.
Infinity War trailer dropped, by the way.
and
like-
Black Panther.
Wait,
I'm expecting great.
what?
You haven't seen the Infinity War trailer?
No.
It came out today.
It came out this
Oh my
morning,
God, I have to
dude.
watch it.
Watch it on video, and we'll capture your reaction.
No, no, dude, drink your shit.
Yeah, you should be after.
We're already like 46 minutes in.
That's fine.
This is gonna be an hour and a half video.
There you go.
I'm surprised my phone is still recording, honestly.
I made it so it's
Okay,
charging.
good.
Hold on.
Sweet.
Listen.
Wow.
Infinity War
You've seen
trailer?
it. Well, we watched
Yeah,
it
we
together.
watched it.
Yeah.
Here you go, dude.
Do you want to say hi to the
So
camera?
good,
I don't know
right?
if you've been in it
Oh,
yet.
but by the way, this is the judge.
Yeah, this is
Hey.
Jesse.
He's our man.
Jesse the Judge Yule.
Jesse
Is that how you
the
say your
Judge.
last name?
Yule.
Yule, not Yule.
Yeah, it's
Yule, like
Jesse the
like-
Judge
like
Yule.
Christmas Yule.
like Yule tide.
Yeah, like Yule time.
Jesse the Judge Yule.
No, just we need to get on with the game. Drink that while you're watching.
Yeah, chug that.
I have to see this too, actually.
Bring together a group of remarkable people
Turn that brightness up, boy.
to see if we could become something more.
There you go.
It's now turned into a
That was
video
Vision Dude
reaction
with skin.
series.
It's turned into a reaction video.
Hey man, multi-layered. Inception, right?
A video with the
Wait, Bruce
video.
Banner's back. And she has blonde hair.
Yeah, she's got blonde hair now. Natasha Romanov.
There's probably some backstory.
She probably was on a secret mission. From the
With someone.
KGB. Or some bullshit like
I
that.
thought it was the KGB.
He just said the KGB.
Strike to lose. You feel so desperately that you're right.
Spidey senses.
Fail all the same.
Oh yeah, Jess.
It's so good, dude. Honestly.
If you haven't watched the trailer, watch it.
Do you think anyone who's watching this hasn't watched the Infinity War trailer
they're
yet?
not? There's gonna be no one watching this anyway.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
But if you are watching this and you haven't watched the Infinity War,
Mecha armor.
That's Iron Spider, dude.
Who is? Oh, Thor.
no, and then yeah, I think he
Get this man a shield. Hell yeah. Cap with a beard, dude.
You mean Steve Rogers?
Oh, Steve, you're right. I'm sorry. Steve Rogers with a beard.
He's not Captain America.
No, no. He traded in the shield.
Everyone considers the balance of the universe.
That's funny.
Keep drinking, keep drinking. I'll hold this.
He's got two of them.
Like that scale is fucking